Have you ever been caught in the middle of a heated argument and thought, how can I fix this? I'm Sandeep, and today we are talking about mastering conflict management. Conflicts are a part of life, whether it is at work, with family, or friends. They can be really stressful. But here's the good news. When you handle it well, conflicts can not only help us understand each other, but also helps build stronger relationships and grow as individuals. Let's talk about how. Conflicts happen when people don't see things the same way. It can be something small, like a simple misunderstanding, or something bigger, like having different beliefs. For example, think about two co-workers who can't agree on how to handle a project. Or imagine a family trying to decide how to spend their holidays, but everyone has different ideas. These kinds of disagreements come up because we all have our own ways of thinking and what's important to us. So, to handle things better, it's really important to know the different types of conflicts we might face. This helps in addressing them effectively. Interpersonal conflict. This occurs between two people. For example, you and your friend might disagree on how to handle a shared responsibility, like choosing a restaurant for having dinner. Intra-group conflict. This happens within a group. Imagine a team working on a project, but everyone has different ideas on how to do it. It's like trying to build a house with different plans and blueprints that don't match. Intergroup conflict. This happens between different groups of people. For example, imagine two groups of friends planning a weekend outing. One group wants to go camping in the mountains, while the other group prefers a beach holiday. It's like two departments in a company arguing over how to use a shared budget. Now that we understand the different types of conflicts, let's talk about how to manage them effectively. Good conflict management can turn a tough situation into a chance to improve things. Reflect on a recent disagreement, perhaps with a colleague or a family member. How did you handle it? Did you push for your point, compromise, or just avoided the issue altogether? To help you navigate conflicts better, let's get into the details of conflict management techniques, incorporating real-world examples and insights. First, there's competing. Think of it like being in a race where winning is the most important thing. This means pushing for your own ideas, even if others disagree. It can be really helpful when things are urgent, but if you use it too much, it might hurt your relationships. For example, imagine you're working on a project with a tight deadline. You might insist on doing things your way to make sure that everything gets done on time. But remember, this can affect how your team feels and works together. Dr. William Ury, who wrote Getting to Yes, says it's good to stand your ground, but you should also be respectful to others. Next, let's talk about accommodating. Accommodating means going along with what someone else wants to keep things peaceful. It's a good idea when the issue isn't very important to you. For example, if a friend wants to pick the restaurant for the group outing, letting them choose can make everyone happy. But don't always give in, as it might lead to bad feelings. Susan Cain, author of Quiet, says that while accommodating can be helpful, it's important to balance it with self-respect. Sometimes, avoiding a conflict can be beneficial. It helps with minor issues, but can lead to unresolved problems if it's used too much. For example, avoiding a small argument about household chores might save time, but if you keep avoiding it, the issues could get bigger. In many Asian cultures, avoiding direct confrontation helps keep group harmony, but it might also leave issues unresolved. Then there's collaborating. This is about working together to find a solution that benefits everyone. It takes time, but really strengthens relationships. For example, collaborating on a family vacation plan where everyone's preferences are considered often results in a more enjoyable trip for everyone. In Japan, a collaborative approach is often used in business meetings to ensure everyone agrees, reflecting their values of harmony and collective decision making. Finally, there is compromising. This means finding a middle ground where both parties make concessions. It works well when time is limited but might not address deeper issues. For example, compromising on a project approach with a colleague helps move forward but may not solve underlying disagreements. To handle conflicts effectively, start with active listening. Pay full attention without interrupting. Listen to both words and emotions to show respect and improve connection. For example, during a team conflict, Actively listening to a colleague's concern helps in understanding their perspective and finding a common ground. Next, practice empathy. By putting yourself in the other person's shoes, you can understand their feelings and help bridge gaps. For instance, if a team member is upset about a decision, empathizing with their feelings can lead to a more effective resolution. Marshall Rosenberg, the author of Nonviolent Communication, says empathy is the key to resolving conflicts and improving relationships. Clear communication is also important. Be direct and clear to avoid misunderstandings. Ensure your message is simple and to the point. For example, clearly stating project expectations to your team can prevent confusion and misalignment. Use a problem-solving approach by treating conflicts like a puzzle. Define the problem, brainstorm solutions, weigh pros and cons, and agree on the best way forward. In a business conflict, outline the issue, explore solutions with the team, and choose the best option collaboratively. Develop negotiation skills by understanding both your goals and the other person's needs. Find common ground for a win-win situation. For example, negotiating a new work schedule involves understanding both your priorities and those of your manager. Roger Fisher and William Ury, authors of Getting to Yes, emphasize the importance of mutual interests in effective negotiation. When resolving conflicts get difficult, mediation can really help. This means bringing in someone neutral who listens to both sides and helps find a fair solution. For example, a mediator might step in when two teams in a company can't agree on their goals and help them find a middle ground. The way mediation works can be different depending on the culture, so understanding these differences can make mediation more successful. Conflict doesn't have to be a bad thing always. If you handle it the right way, it can actually bring people closer and create new opportunities. So the next time you face a disagreement, take a deep breath, listen carefully, and work together to solve it. Like an African proverb says, when there is no enemy inside, the enemies outside cannot harm you. If you deal with conflicts calmly, with respect and understanding, you'll find peace in both your work and personal life. And remember this Chinese proverb, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. It's never too late to get better at handling conflicts. Start practicing today, and you'll see positive changes in both your personal and professional life. With that in mind, thank you for watching. If these conflict management tips helped you, give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit. I focus on creating content to help you build the skills needed for a more balanced, confident life where challenges are opportunities to grow and not things to fear. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical tips. I'd love to hear from you, so drop a comment below on how you handle conflicts or any challenges you've faced. Let's keep improving and growing together. Take care and see you in the next video.